So my name is Bjørn Christensen. I'm 55 years old. I come from Norway, where I work at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. That's located in Trondheim, Norway. This is considered a technical university of Norway. I'm in the field of biotechnology, so I work with a group of materials called biological macromolecules. Those are molecules that are found in all kinds of living systems where they have important biological roles. And we are interested in understanding how they function and how they are made, but also how they can be utilized, especially in collaboration with industry. We are working with several industries, and unfortunately I cannot comment everything they do because it's still confidential. But our research group, which I'm a part of, have participated in the development of several projects and several products produced in Norway and also in other countries. I was very lucky. After having a master's degree, I was offered a project job at the department. And I got involved in some projects, and I realized this was very exciting. And after the first period, it was prolonged. So as you go on and you get involved in more projects, and you get involved in more people and more methods, more instruments, I found it gradually more fascinating. And in the end, maybe I was trapped. I had to become a scientist. I talked about the biological macromolecules, and that is a very big group of biomaterials. But our focus is mainly on what we call polysaccharides. They are very big molecules consisting of sugars of different types. And the examples most known to people could be cellulose, the constituent of wood, the main constituent of wood. Another example is starch, which you eat in rice, for instance, for nutrition. But we are very interested in polysaccharides from marine organisms, especially brown algae, from which you can extract something called alginate. And alginate is used in the food industry, in the pharmaceutical industry, and has very interesting new applications in biotechnology. My experience as a scientist involves many people and many projects. I've been very lucky to be in a very good research group, and through that group I have great colleagues, and through them I get to know other colleagues, domestic and especially abroad. I therefore meet a lot of fascinating people with a lot of knowledge, or very often outside their specialty. That I like very much. It's very stimulating to meet such bright and innovative people. I also like to travel and go abroad, which I think is crucial for a scientist. You need impulses from outside, and I have been very lucky to visit Japan a couple of times. I'm very happy to be here now, and I've also been to many other countries. That is the second aspect, I think. The final is that in research, new tools are being developed all the time, and new ways to analyze things fascinates me, new developments. So in total, it's a very privileged job that I have. It's true that there is a lot of pressure in science, because projects have different characters. Some you kind of expect a result, but many unexpected things happen. After all, we are on the borderline of the knowledge, because what we already know well, we are finished with, and every scientist and every group tries to go further, and that is always uncertain. You have to live with this pressure, and it also gives you some stimulus to work hard. But I think the main thing is to have good colleagues, being in a group, not alone, and have a good network, and try to get impulses from other scientists. So I think you can live with it, but it's a lot of work. Most scientists maybe complain about they work too much, but I don't complain about that. To be a good scientist, there are many types of people who are scientists, so I don't think it's one type of person. Maybe we need different attitudes in a research group, but at least you have to be able to communicate, so the language is important. The other is to have, of course, a good background. In my case, chemistry, physics, biology, and so on. But the final thing I would recommend is to be curious. To be curious gives you a lot of questions and helps you to motivate yourself. So personally, I consider myself curious. So that motivates me to start projects. I've had the pleasure of working with some young scientists and also students from Japan, and some of them have even visited my laboratory. And I must say I have a very good impression. They have a very good attitude to the work. They're very keen to do a good job. I think they work hard, and they are very eager to learn. I think that's very nice as a supervisor, having students that are eager to learn. So I have a very good impression of Japanese students. Not all Japanese students speak very well English or don't have the experience, and I can only speak for myself. I couldn't be a scientist without speaking English and reading English, and I think that is true for everybody. This is the language of science, so I recommend they improve as much as they can their English. Then they can benefit from reading literature and working with others, and they can even bring benefit from Japan to other countries by better explaining what they know and what they can. I think it's very nice that OPU and maybe other universities have such a program, because this type of exchange I find very valuable. For me personally, coming here as a guest professor gives me access to facilities and research groups here. And maybe it's good also for the university to have impulses from the outside. I can only recommend such a system to any university that I know about, including my own.